Can I get back to you?
Yo, what up, my YouTube fam? It's your boy, the Dark Magician Duelist, and I am here with my buddy,
Mikey.
and we are finna do a deck profile of his Flower Cardians. Sir, how long have you been playing this deck?
For about 2 months now. I just wanted to find something that was budgety, and surprisingly, the deck only costs like $20. So, and it runs really well. So yeah, just 2 months now.
Anyway, I guess without further ado, we will get right into the deck profile.
Okay, so we're starting off with 3 Flower Cardian with Pine. Its effect is when you normal summon it, you get to draw a card, and if it's a Flower Cardian, you get to keep it. And this usually is one of your only normal summons in the entire deck. Next we have Flower Cardian Pine with Crane. Now with this, to summon this, you need to tribute your Pine for it. His effect is when it's summoned, you draw a card. As a Flower Cardian, you can special summon it. Also, it's got the other effect of when it battles, you draw a card. Next we have 2 Flower Cardian Zebra Grass. It's basically your mulligan of the deck, or your magical mallet, where you can reveal however many, shuffle back in the deck, and draw the same number amount. Then we have Zebra Grass with Moon, where you tribute this off for it, and the same effect as Pine with Crane. That you draw a card, and if it's a Flower Cardian, you get to special summon it. When it destroys a monster by battle, you draw a card as well. Next we have Triple Willow. It's one of the most important cards of the deck. In order to summon these, you need a Flower Cardian that's a lower level than it. And you get to choose a Flower Cardian in your graveyard, shuffle it back in the deck, and draw one. And you get to keep it regardless no matter what it is, so it's very important and recycles all of your stuff. Next we have Willow with Calligrapher. This is one of your tuners of the deck, and you tribute Willow off with it. And the same thing, you draw a card, it's a Flower card, and you get to keep it. And the cool thing about these tuners is that whenever you would synchro summon with it, all your monsters become level 2. So you want to synchro summon all into your even level
Synchro monsters. So like your 8s and your 10s and stuff.
Right. Next we have Double Polonia. You special summon it if you have a Flower card lower level than it, and when it's targeted for an attack, you get to end the battle phase and draw a card. So it's basically an on-field battle fader with a plus. Then we have Polonia with Phoenix. We tribute this off, and again, same thing, Flower Cardian, you get to summon it. Yeah, this inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you get to draw a card. Triple Flower Cardian Cherry Blossom with Curtain is another really important card. Is you reveal it and you draw a card. If it's a Flower Cardian, you get to special summon this, but if it's not, you send whatever you drew and this to the graveyard. And also just kind of the colute of the deck, where when your Flower Cardian battles, you get to discard it and your monster gets 1,000. And you can do this more than once, so if you have all 3 in your hands, your monster gets 3,000. Next, another fun card is Peony with Butterfly. Now you draw a card as Flower Cardian. You get to reveal the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck, rearrange them in any order you want, either put on the top or bottom of your deck. So that's a really fun one if you get to draw a Flower Cardian. And it's also a tuner as well. All the tuners apply the same way. Next we have Clover with Boar and Maple with Deer. Now if you draw a Flower Cardian, this pops a monster on the field and this pops a spell or trap on the field. Next we have 2 Snows, and also your other normal summon of the deck, but the only really normal summon you're going to do is Pine. And you're going to go through your deck so much, and you're going to send so much of it to the graveyard, so getting her on the field is no problem once she's in the graveyard. And that's all the monsters. Rest are spells. We have 2 Flower Gatherings. It's like really broken, because you get to special summon 4 Flower Cardians from your deck, all with different names and 100 attacks. So mainly it's Pine, Zebra Grass, Willow, and Polonia.
Unless I drop a Vanity's Fiend and that doesn't work.
Pretty much. Jowgen and Vanity's can kill this deck. Flower Stacking and Super Koi Koi, these 2 go together. With this, you get to pick any 3 Flower Cardians from your deck, put them on top of your deck, and shuffle the rest of your deck in any order you want. And this, as effect, is you activate top 3 cards of your deck. If they're Flower Cardians, you get to special summon them. If not, they're banished face down and you take 1,000 for each. Also, with this, during the next turn after you used it, you get to banish it, add a flower card from a graveyard to your hand. And with this, you get to banish from your graveyard, tribute any monster in the field, and special summon a flower Cardian from your hand, ignoring summoning condition. So these two really go together. You set up your draws, and then you just summon them right after. Next is Recardination. First effect is you get to add a flower Cardian from your graveyard to your hand, and then you special summon from your hand during summoning condition. It could be the same one you added, or it can be a completely different one. And when this is sent to the graveyard by a flower Cardian effect, let's say you draw it, it's not a flower Cardian, it's sent to the graveyard, it activate the top 5 cards from your deck, pick any spell or trap from them, and rearrange the rest on top in any order you want. So this pretty much sets up your play. So it's not really bad that you draw this and send it to the graveyard. We have Galaxy Cyclone and one Rhoda. It says if you draw this and send it to the graveyard, it doesn't matter, you get to pop it face up, and all my monsters are warriors. You can switch this out and put Allure of Darkness, but it's just personal preference. Okay, for the extra deck, I run 2 Flower Cardian Light Flare. This is the boss monster of the deck. It requires a tuner and 4 non-tuners, but with your tuners that make all your monsters level 2, it's not that hard to bring out. And his effect is, during either player's turn, I can negate a spell or trap. So it's basically a Shien. And also when it battles, my monster's effects are negated, so it has its own out to Crystal Link, so he has no problem going against it. And when it gets destroyed, either or leaves the field in any way, I special summon another Flower Cardian from my extra deck, except another Light Flare, because that'd be broken as hell if that was possible. Next, we have Flower Cardian Light Shower. When he's on the field, none of my Flower Cardians can be targeted or destroyed by card effects. And every time you draw during your draw phase, you burn for 15. But there's a catch. In order to activate that effect, you have to skip your draw phase for your next turn in order to do that. But if you want to draw, then you don't get to have to burn. So having 2 of these out in the field and burning for 3k is just broken, and I've seen it before, and it's amazing. Triple Board Fly. This is basically your Necro Valley of the deck. You banish a Flower Cardian to prevent your opponent from ever using their graveyard. Plus, it makes all your Flower Cardians do piercing.
So it's basically like a giant Abyss Dweller.
Pretty much. And the rest is just stuff I'm not really going to go into much, but it's there in case of anything. So Scarlight, Scrap Dragon, Stardust Charge, Kendama, Vulcan, and Balmung. They're all even levels, so if it's not, you can't really do much with odd numbers. Then we have 45, because Super Koi Koi, when they're summoned using this effect, they all become level 2. So this requires 2 or more, and it's a really good card. It negates things.
It is.
And then the one Deco Talker, because it's Link format, and it's really not that hard to bring out first turn.
Yep, and it's good too, because you can power your stuff up and just get him really big. So YouTube, thank you for watching my buddy Mikey's Flower Cardian deck profile. It's a fun and interesting deck. It's very interesting, even in links. It's kind of fun to watch how that deck works. Yeah, thank you guys for watching, and thank Mikey for doing this awesome little deck profile. Thank you, Mikey. It is your boy, DMD. It is me, and I am gone. Deuces.